As a black man, wellness is not just fitness. Wellness is a way of life. The beginning of the word well. Live your life well.
There he is.
What's up?
My man. My
It
bad,
was
brother.
it was all good. It was holding me back.
Yeah. How you feeling today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. Can't complain. How you doing?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. Um, how's everything in your world being a girl dad on Women's International Women's Day today?
It's going good, man. I woke up this morning and kind of like sent my daughter a couple messages about, letting her know, happy International Women's Day and my little woman that I'm raising. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. She just turned that's the
16,
magic number, yeah, 16.
16, 16. Man, 16.
How does that feel? Because I have a 3 year old. She just turned 3 last month. So I'm years away from 16. So I love to get some advice.
It's funny, man. I remember when she was 3 years old. Me and my daughter, we've been very close for a long time, and well, our whole life. And I remember, like, cause I had her when I was 19,
Oh
and
wow. Okay.
you know,
I
coming,
won't ask how old you are now, but okay.
I'm a, I'm a young looking 36.
There you go. Okay. Okay.
But nah, man, it was. I remember every year of her life, and having a daughter. I remember, I was telling one of my friends who just recently had a kid. I said, it's different when you have a child at a young age and when you're older, because when you're older, you're super excited. You planned it out and everything.
Yeah.
And at 19, this wasn't so much planned.
Sure.
So it's so when you have a daughter, when you have a kid, it's like the excitement of it, like, oh, I'm about to have a baby in the family. It's like, oh man, like, I got to go to work, got to get a job, got to take care of this kid, got to take care of this lady. And it was like, okay, you know what? This is what's next, and this is what has to be done. And I always promised her that I will be there no matter what, and I will always strive to do everything that I need to do to make her feel like she's the most important woman in the world, what she is to me. And I was 16 years old. I was thinking about that, like when I was in Houston. I said,
Yeah.
"You're 16." And the greatest part about me and my kids' relationship is that we talk a lot, and we talk as though it's like we have a relationship like we're like she's my age.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always say that because growing up in this world right now, in this generation, and these kids are so much forward thinkers. They're more knowledgeable than we were, and we were young like that. And
Yep.
I say I can't hide nothing from you. I say the reason being I can't hide nothing from you is because you're going into a world, and I need to make sure that you have all of the things that you need to be successful. I need to make sure that you have all of the tools so that when you go out into this world, you have everything you need to be equipped to be able to handle everything. So, being with her, the most important thing that we did when I saw her in Houston was have a conversation.
Hmm.
And that was bigger than the presents, the money, the everything. It was, I need to have a conversation with you. I
Yeah.
need to talk to you about you. I need to talk to you about your life, talk to you about what you want to do. And, having such an amazing daughter has been a blessing because she's really a good child. Like, some people are like, oh, my babies, they so great and
Yeah.
really
My
young.
baby. My baby. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, she's really a good kid. And Camilla has been literally like a blessing to me. She has not given us no issues. She's never got in trouble at school. She's a good child. So I feel like for me and her mom being as crazy as we are, we actually made a beautiful daughter and a good kid, a great kid at that.
No, it's beautiful. Well, I feel like I picked up a few father gems, dad to dad there. So I'm going to take those with my 3 year old. I mean,
Mhm.
it's interesting because even at 3, I feel like we're starting to develop that, father daughter way of talking to each
Right.
other, and it's like at a young age, they start picking up on that energy, which to that point, I feel like, from the things you've learned so far in your young 30 something year old life, are there certain things you feel like you you've touched on some of it that you feel like you need to or want to pass down to her and say, either from your experience, don't do this, or from your experience, these are the things I would love to passed down to you?
I think, and we always talk about this. I tell Cammy all the time. I say you have a live and a living color, actual someone you can follow behind as far as when it comes to hard work.
Hmm.
I don't. Camilla pays attention since she was born. 19 years old, trying to figure it out. I was with her mom and saw me go through the jobs, the back and forth of like, trying to find a job. And then she saw me work for the Postal Service. She saw me quit the Postal Service to become a trainer and go through all these ups and downs. She got to see like what hard work and consistency and persistence really is. Like some people talk about it all the time, but they can't see it. She could actually touch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what you want to get to your kids, because you have to understand that in the world is not always sunny and clear and cool and everything. Nah, the world's hard. So she got to see me when it was hard. She got to see when it was tough. She got to see the good times. But most of all, she saw when daddy had to keep working. And that's something that I instilled in her. You can't quit. You have to keep going. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep moving. It's not going to be easy. And if it is easy, it's not meant for you.
Huh. I love that.
And I make her understand that easy won't get you nowhere. And, we have these conversations, and one of the most impressive things that she did was like last week. So I wake up to this very long text. So my daughter want to go to cosmetology school. She want to be a cosmetologist, and me being in the movie industry and entertainment, like, that's a very important part because they got to make people look good. So I said, how far you want to go with it? Because at first she was like, oh, I want to be a trainer, Dad. I said, no, you don't. I said, you only want to be a trainer because you saw me working out your whole life. You saw me training, working out all the time. You saw me doing this, and you saw what it did for me. I said, I need to find something. I want you to find something that's for you. Yeah. So she came back, and I saw a long text, and it was a breakdown of what she's going to do when she graduates. She said, I'm going to move to LA to come live with you if you let me. She said, I'm going to get my barber's license. So I could take my hours I'm using right now in cosmetology and actually transfer them to California, and I still could use them in Texas. And she gave me this plan. At 16 years old, I didn't have a plan.
Neither did I.
I was just trying to make it to the next day, trying to graduate from high school. She's already passed that. She said, Dad, high school, that's done. I know I'm going to get there. I'm going to the next level. I said, you know what? My job is, I worked so hard because I left her when she was like 10 to move here to pursue this career. And what we've always faced, if we didn't have FaceTime, I don't know, I would have had to go back home. I'd have missed it too much. But she said she was coming here and she wants to be a cosmetologist. I say, you just created a life for yourself by mentally putting yourself there already. So my job as a parent is to give you that. See, she plants the seed, and as a parent, all we do is we water it, make sure it gets soil so it can grow to be what it needs to be, and put her in that position. So I was showing that to people off like I was showing off a new car as I look at my
Yeah. No, I love that. And that, I could go into dad life forever, but I feel like, from that, what you just touched upon actually touches upon how you perceive yourself and how you now present yourself, not as a personal trainer. You're a lot of things. So for those, let me pause right here. For everybody that doesn't know this man, that's been living under a rock, that doesn't realize he sculpted Mr. Michael B. Jordan for Creed 2, and I think the upcoming film also that he's in on Amazon. Not an ad. So you've been sculpting him. You've been giving people revenge bodies with one of the Kardashians. You've just been out there. You've been transforming lives, and therefore you consider yourself a transformation specialist, not a personal trainer. Yeah. And I love that because I think it's just as much up here, if not more, than it is in that physical. And I feel like that's where this connection happens. So when I see that, and when I've seen you mention that, I'm all about it because I love that mind-body connection. Can you speak to that a little bit more? Like, when did you say, oh yeah, transformation specialist, not just a trainer?
All right, so it's funny. So the way it came about was kind of the same way that I started being a celebrity trainer. I always speak things to existence. My aunt always told me, boy, you better watch what you say because the power of the tongue is strong.
Power of the tongue.
And
Yep.
even when friends that I had, they'd be like, Corey, watch what you're saying because you know everything you say come to fruition. So
Yep.
I remember like saying being a celebrity trainer, it was years ago. I was in the gym in Turnberry Place in Baton Rouge, and I was like, my ex, she was like, what you want to be? Because she had degrees and she was very intelligent and smart. So I had to figure out something to say because I was just a trainer. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a celebrity trainer. They had no celebrities in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They didn't have one. So she probably was like, this boy don't know what he's talking about. And it was like, you know what? It was a mentality. And when I say things, it starts to happen. And the way the celebrity trainer came from was we were shooting not Revenge Body, Creed 1. And this article came, I started getting some attention. It was like transformation specialist Corey Calliet. And I said, I like that name. That's who I am. Nobody could do what I could do because I had a goal. I said, I'm gonna come to Hollywood and I'm gonna do something that they can't do. I'm gonna start changing bodies and flipping them because at that time it was and then I came here and went, let me show you what it really looked like. And we did it. And transformation specialists, if you really think about it, the transformation I speak about is all the time. The physical is the easy part, but it's the mental and emotional where the transformation actually happens.
Yeah.
If you think about your life is a transformation. Every day your life is a transformation. People think that, oh, you didn't transform from yesterday to today. No, you did. Something about you from yesterday came into today to transform you from who you were to who you are today. So when I think about transformation specialists, I think about everything I've been through because I was transforming when I was trying to figure out what health and fitness really was. I didn't get into fitness to be because I was hurting health-wise or something like that. I got into it for the very vain part of it to look good for a woman. That was it. Honestly, most guys work out, they want to get that attention.
Yeah, that's
And
how it starts.
that's
That's
how
how
it
it
started,
starts.
but then turned into something else. So I look at it like putting pieces to a puzzle together. So I say, if I change my body, which is the hardest thing to really do, but it's the easiest thing to do because it takes who to do it? It takes you. That's a mental aspect. When you're able to just make that part of your mind understand how easy that is, change really starts to happen. Like, I control this. I can make this happen. So I took the same thing that I used, the mindset of changing my body, the discipline, the consistency, the sacrifice, the dedication, and I put it into my career. I put it into life, and I just kept growing. And as you continue to go, you start to build the strength. It reminds you of climbing a mountain. So as you're climbing a mountain, what happens is you're getting stronger, but your body's getting tired. But
Right.
what's really happening is you're getting stronger and your mind is getting tired because your mind wants to say, oh, stop. Your body like, why? We still got more left.
Right.
And then when
Right.
you go back again to do that mountain, you realize that you've got a little bit more and a little bit higher than you did last time. So I was building up that mental strength and mental courage to be the transformation specialist. Every person I have trained, every person I have come across, training is just the small part. I say, if I could change who you are inside, if I could change who you are as the skin beneath in your heart and your mind, then the transformation will stick forever. It will stay for a long time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
People that get results and they lose them real fast, they was doing it for a reason. I
Right.
need you to do it for you. That's the strong part about why I say I can't call myself a trainer because everybody's a trainer, but only I can do what I could do.
Right.
I'm going to be able to touch you here and make you understand here so you can see it here. You feel what I'm saying?
I
Make
love that.
sense?
I love that. I love that. Yeah, because see what you just pointed to and just showed, that's that mind, body, spirit connection. And that's something with everybody that I've had on this, and it's something I truly believe in, is getting that unity of those three, mind, body, spirit together. And that's when you can get all of those three balanced and aligned in some way, for me, that's true wellness. That's when you're loving yourself, you're loving yourself enough that you can love others. And that's when, yeah, that's when you're in this wellness, state
Mm-hmm.
of being. So for you,
I call that greatness.
well, then you answer one of my questions I was going
I'm,
I was
I'm,
going to
I'm,
ask you earlier.
I'm going to tell you, and it's funny how things come to me when I think about greatness because people think you achieve greatness because you succeeded something in life, or you won a certain type of sports event, or no. See, greatness is inside of each and every one of us. When we're able to realize who we are, and we can take that and we can be better, and we can understand ourselves better. See, when you start to understand yourself, those things you was talking about, mind, body, and soul, we control that. See, we control our greatness. And one thing about us controlling our greatness that's inside of us, nobody can take that from us. Nobody can take your greatness from you. You just got to make sure you get it. And that's how I look at greatness. Every day, the job is to reach another level of greatness.
No.
And I guess a lot of the things that I think about is that I want to become powerful within myself by building that greatness, by being who I am. So all the things that I do has to do with me becoming better. Every day it's about getting better. You know, we think about, oh, today was a wasteful day. Nah, maybe today you got better financially. Maybe today you got better physically. Every day is a level of being better. Just because, oh, you didn't work out today, or you didn't have time to do this. Well, what did you do today that was better than yesterday? So every day is a chance to be better. So that's when I tell people, stop being so down on yourself.
Yeah. 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 I feel like that's something you just mentioned, the last thing you just mentioned, where people get down on themselves. I feel like that's that's the mental trap.
Yeah.
That's you've clearly illustrated this already, just in the conversation of what you're capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
And just by merely thinking, like you said, either speaking something into existence, thinking, speaking into existence is the same, is the flip side, where if you think you can't, you can't.
You won't do it.
Yeah. Or if you, but it takes a toll. It takes a toll on some people daily, where every day they're telling themselves, or they're self-limiting their belief system to not be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you like? So what do you do? And I always like to ask this question, because I feel like, one, it's always a question that's asked by to us, but it's just a tool, and it's always going to be a different tool because everybody goes about their lives differently. What do you do in terms of mind, body, soul as a daily routine, where you're like, either this is just a non-negotiable thing. I have to do it every morning in order to at least level set and start at zero and not start behind, but I'm going to start here. And then all I'm going to do, to your point, in some form or fashion, get to that point of greatness and making those little improvements here and there. But what is that baseline for you, for Corey, where you say every day, baseline, this is what I do for myself?
You know, it's funny you say that. So my business manager, who's also my business partner, we had a conversation last week. And he told me, he said, you know, ever since talking to you this year, early in the year, we had a conversation where I wanted to make him see himself. I have this thing where I want you to see yourself. I want you to see yourself without me in the mirror looking at you. I want you to see it. So I told him, I said, he said he wakes up every morning, he does his music. And when he does his music, it sets him up for the day. Whatever that thing may be that you need every day for yourself, I need you to do it first. For me, now, is waking up early in the morning. I have to work out. So I have my gym. We all know it's called the box. So I do so many different things. So I want you to think of a power surge. So a power surge has like 6, 7 different plugs. Well, I have 6, 7 different things I do outside of fitness. The box, my gym, is my power surge that I have to plug in. I'm the power surge. I have to plug into the gym to get that. If I don't train, if I don't release that, if I don't do those things, then I can't do all the other things I have to do. Yeah. I have to wake up and I have to give myself that moment, because it sets the rest of the tone for the day. So whatever it is that whatever it is you're going through, you have to wake up, you have to meditate, you have to run, if you have to make breakfast, if you have to make your bed, whatever that thing may be to set your day up. And those things are important. You need to do it. And a lot of people take it for granted. If you don't make time for yourself, the time you put in everything else will not be worth it. I get up every morning. I've tried it a couple of times where I just started working and didn't work out. And I say, something ain't right. My team say you need to go work out. I cycle now. I ride bikes a lot now. I went from 0 to 100 real quick with that. I have to
Yeah.
go ride. I have to go put my time in. I have to do that for me.
Yeah.
If you understand, and that's the part of that. That's self. That's prioritizing yourself. You have to take care of yourself first. Put yourself first, not everybody else. Then you take care of everybody else after self is taken care of, and that's what I have to do. I have to go. I'm the surge. I got to plug into the box.
Yeah.
Got to work out. I got to get it going, and then everything else. I'm charged up to fuel everything else that goes on in my life. Everything,
So what are those other plugs?
man. And we have
Or just a few. Like what is because we know, or we should know, training is
training
the
is one.
surge.
Yes, training is the surge. Then we have, we have a clothing line coming out. We have I have a gym I'm opening up. I have other business. I have movies I've produced. I have movies I'm possibly being in. I have a child to raise. I have so many different things going on. And honestly, my house between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. is work. Everybody's
Mhm.
in here working towards one purpose, to blow the brand of Corey Calliet up. So I'm in here micromanaging while I got to go work out. I got to get a bike ride, making sure you do that, making sure you do this. People really don't know how much I do. I'm going to show you something. Yeah. This is like every day. Every day. We clear it off at nighttime and then we put it back up. It's busy of work. I have it every day, every day, every day. And I want my life to be like a machine. So it's like so many different things I have to do. And then I got to make sure what I always put to the side a lot was like my recovery. And like at
Mm.
nighttime, I got to make sure I'm recovering, because if I'm not good physically, I'm gonna beat myself up mentally. And if I ain't good mentally, then I ain't gonna be able to do the physical. So it goes back to me. You start to realize that everything takes you. If you stop beating yourself down, if you stop saying you can't do it, if you stop not showing up to it,
Mhm.
and start changing all that up, it's really that easy. And you know what, I speak this stuff, and I've had moments when I've been like, let me just listen to myself talk, just like right now. When people speak sometimes, they don't hear themselves talk. They just talking to let you listen.
Right.
I'm speaking to my inner self as well while I'm talking to you, to remind myself these things that I'm preaching to you.
Now, how did you get yourself to that point?
Man,
Because that's interesting, and I love that because recently, this is interesting. I've told my wife this recently about starting to verbalize more. So, in the way of affirmations, in the way of self talk, looking at yourself in the mirror after you're done brushing your teeth. When that's done, and you're looking at yourself like, how good I look, why don't you take another look and see how you're doing internally?
mm-hmm.
But when did that click? When did it say, you know what, Corey? When you talk, start listening to yourself as well. Like where did you get that from?
It came from a conversation. So I didn't realize that I had the gift of speaking, of verbalizing, of making people understand what I'm saying. I call myself an analogist sometimes, because I know how to break situations down. I know how to break things down and make you understand. Some people talk super smart and you can't understand it. I need to give it to you on a platter. A platter is right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned how to do that by talking. So I remember through a conversation with some of my friends, and I was like, I started listening to myself. And it just randomly hit me up that after I talked to them, I started to think about it. Like, okay, I need to do the same thing that I'm saying. Because if I don't do exactly what I said, it's a word we used in the South a long time ago during the Louisiana Purge called propaganda. I'm lying to you. I'm using false advertisement to get you to listen to me, but I can't preach and teach at the same time. I can't even comprehend that.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to, every time I'm talking, I'm listening to myself. And I tell my friends, I said, as a matter of fact, some people process by being quiet or disappearing for 3 or 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
I process by talking it out. So I could be in a conversation and I'll be to say the same thing about 2 or 3 times, and then I change it up. And people think, well, you change it up. No, I had to hear myself and see what I was thinking about. And now this makes sense to me. I have to talk about it. I have to say it. And you got to watch them people who listen, because sometimes when those people that listen, they quickly like this. Well, you listen to what I'm saying. I'm processing my thoughts. See, we don't process. Everybody don't process the same. I need to be able to process by verbally saying it, by hearing myself saying it. And you notice when you hear yourself say something, it brings clarity to you.
Right.
And then you get the information you need to do it. So when
Right.
that self-thinking and talking, no, you're not crazy. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting across to myself first so that you can understand me. You know,
No, I love that. Yeah. Yeah.
and I've definitely dealt with that a lot. You know, and I don't mind making. I think the disconnection is people believe that we're supposed to naturally understand each other when we meet. Mm-mm. When you meet somebody, it's like taking a course. How much time you gonna put in to get to know this person, or you gonna take the time to do it, and vice versa. And not only that, are you gonna allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to let me know?
Right. That's the big part. That I feel like that's key. That's the key part of it.
Vulnerability is a superpower.
Hmm.
See, if you could be vulnerable, that means you have confidence in yourself. If you can be vulnerable, that means you have greatness inside yourself, and nobody can take that away. Because see, the thing is this: the more vulnerable I am and open to you, the more you're gonna let that guard down and let me in.
Right.
Because see, if not, I'm gonna be fighting trying to get in.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn that by, failed situations, because I thought I was being vulnerable, but I really wasn't. So when their guard was up, I'm trying to climb over their guard to get to them, but I ain't want to let mine down. How can I get to you and I got to wall up myself?
Right.
Impossible.
Right.
And as a black man in the world, being vulnerable is not a strong suit for some black men, but I encourage every black man, be vulnerable, bro. What you got to lose? You got something to gain. Let them people,
Oh,
how you gonna expect somebody to know who you are and you walking around in a costume? Or you got a wall up. I can't see you. And all of this stuff is from mistakes. It's from me and a lot of people don't pay attention to their mistakes. When people make a mistake, they don't like to go back and say, oh, that was nah. I need you to go back and pay attention to that mistake. I have made mistake after mistake, and I've been able to understand and learn from it. And that's important. Just your parents said growing up, you're gonna learn from your mistakes. Learn
yep.
from your mistakes, boy. And I've been learning from my mistakes, but I've been able to interpret it and use it. And that's being vulnerable, to go back to say, you know what, I know I made a mistake. I shouldn't have did that. And if you know that person is guard down, they're vulnerable enough to accept that, because the worst thing you could do is be in a situation or be in it could be friendship, partnership, relationship with someone who's not as vulnerable as you. You ever try to find a light switch in the dark? Hard, right?
Very difficult.
When somebody, that's when somebody go into a room where it's not vulnerable enough, you can't find it. But when
Right.
vulnerability is open on both sides, you know where everything at.
So this also, let me just ask. Look, some people don't need what I'm about to ask you, but I have to ask because this is a wellness conversation.
Yeah.
Have you ever, besides training, has there ever been any other form of therapy that you've gone into? Have you had I don't know, a mentor? Have you had a coach or anybody that started shifting that mindset to get where you are right now?
Sheesh. Okay, so I know having a mentor is, everybody have one, everybody be so proud of one, but I don't have a mentor.
I don't either.
Yeah,
Look,
I
like I
never.
said,
From what I've done, I ain't seen nobody else do this, and I sit back and I learn. I pay attention to Mike's success and stuff like that, and we have conversations. We like brothers, so sometimes even we bump heads, it's learning in the process. But I did go to therapy once.
okay,
It was relationship counseling, but even in relationship counseling, you learn from that. You learn about yourself, because they're asking questions that you don't want to share with your partner, because you feel like all they're gonna do is just see the negativity. So I learned some stuff about myself with that. I have a very straightforward family. So even when I'm going through something, they'll call me out on my stuff. I have a very, very great group of friends. I can literally be talking like, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. And all of them will look at me like, no, you're not. And it's just paying attention, man. Honestly, it's paying attention. It's always paying attention and being able to understand. Um, I started going to therapy. Actually, I started doing a little life coaching, and that's when recently I started to see, because I always thought that um, I didn't think I was guarded. I thought my guard was all the way down. I was like, this was months ago. For a second, I thought my guard was down, and it was like, Corey, you know your guard is up. And I said, what? I said, no, it's not. I said, nah, your guard is up. And through therapy, I started to learn more about myself, because a lot of times we do not know what's going on with us, because people can see us from the outside looking in. They can see what we don't see, or see
Right.
what we don't want to see.
Right.
You know, a lot of people, I have close friends that hit me up and they tell me, you know, I had a dream about you, and, you know, this and that, and, you know, God's going to test you. And I take heed to everything. I take heed to everything. And I have a very close relationship with God, 1000%. I go to him for everything, good, bad. If I don't say thank you, God, I'll be like, I'm sorry, I meant to say that. You know, I have a very, 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 very close relationship with God, and I trust him. I trust him. They told me one time they had a dream. They said, Corey, God said he's going to bring you through a lot. They say you're going to lose some stuff. They say some people going to come out your life. All I can say is, listen, Lord, you got me prepared. Do what you got to do. I know when I come out that you're going to be standing like, you know what? You made it through. I always felt like going through life, because I had to go through so much. Like I feel like I lived a different life. Like this is like my life. It jumped, boom, 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 different stages of it. I felt like he brought me through so much. But right before I got to the worst, he said, you learned what you had to learn, go back. He said, I need you to cross over. I just needed you to see this and experience this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He said he brings his toughest soldiers through the most, so they can be who they need to be for him. I always tell this famous quote, and this is why I say I trust God a lot. Not a famous quote, it's just something I saw. And it said, God, why did you make me go through the deep and darkest waters? And as simple as plain, he said, because your enemies can't swim. See, I'm gonna make you go through this for a reason. You're gonna get through it because they're gonna be sitting over there like, I'm not going through that water to go get him. And that goes back to the testament of life is not easy. It's gonna be hard. But if you just keep going, you keep pushing, you will become what you want to be.
Right.
I'm telling you, man, the way I learn things, like I feel like common sense. I have a master's in a doctor's in common sense. I do. It's being able to pay attention. Everybody don't have that. You know, they say, you know, common sense is not common. It's not. Everybody really don't.
Right.
I'm trained, trust me, it's not. But
No.
I understand it, man. And I'm self-taught. I'm man-made. I'm honest. I'm open, vulnerable, and I'm a hard worker. And all these things that I have with me every day. I'm like a machine, you know. And it's been thing that's been I've been able to plug it in and pay attention, and it's made me who I am today, and I'm proud of it.
No, I would be too. I feel like there are similarities there, and I'm glad that question led to it, because like I said, I asked the question, and sometimes it's, you know, it sounds cool. Yeah, I had a mentor. Yeah, I went to therapy. Yeah, I went to, but everyone has a different path. You know, no two people have the same path in this lifetime, so every experience is going to be different. So
Right.
I appreciate you sharing that, and I can associate with some of that, because yeah, I've never gone to therapy. I haven't. I never had a mentor. I tried to look for one a few times. That never happened. But it just
It's crazy. Like people look, if you don't go to therapy, in this generation we're in, if you don't go to therapy, you something wrong with you. No, I just didn't go to therapy. You know, I'm not hurting nobody. I'm not out to hurt nobody. I'm not doing anything wrong. But I want to go. You know, but then there's some people who they got to go to therapy every single day. Like
right.
they, you know, but we're just not those people. But I support all of it. All of it.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I'm
Same.
with you. I'm
Same.
with
So, um, you mentioned about your friends and having that crew, because I think that's the therapy. I think that realness with your people and a small group, that's one form of therapy. I think training's another form of therapy because that goes back into mind body. But just staying with the friend circle for a moment, do you do? I started to ask this recently. Do you have check-ins with your friends, like beyond family? I hope everyone watching, listening, you're doing check-ins with your family, your immediate family. But beyond that, your circle of friends, your crew, do you just check in with them randomly just to see how they're doing?
randomly they'll get a yo, what's up? I don't want nothing. Just making sure you're good. Just check. I don't want nothing because I really don't want to have too long of a conversation. I just
Mm.
make sure you're good.
Yeah,
That's important. You got to check on your people, man. People be going through some
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and you never know. Right in the midst of whatever they're going through, just that one call changes everything. And that's important. You got to check on your people. You got to check on your people.
yeah. No, I'm a believer in that. Um, Let me just say, because I just want to round out one conversation topic. You, in speaking about the fitness track and getting there, was that in itself something that got you out of something else? So like growing up, you kind of touched on your path of how you were working, and one thing led to this, that led to that. Did you feel like fitness was the thing that got you out of something, or do you feel like fitness was the thing that just got you to level up and find that anchor?
Fitness gave me something to do. Let me keep it a buck with you.
Mm.
When I started working out, it was because I wanted to look good, but I'm an extremist. So I'm gonna do it over and over and over again. So in fitness is where I kind of like picked up all these tools of like being consistent, of like not giving up, of like working harder. And it started to fall in other places. I was a mailman. People that don't know, I was a mailman for the U.S. Postal Service. I turned that into exercise
Mm.
until they started saying you're bringing that mail in too fast. We're gonna give you more to go out. I slowed down. I got to do that.
Yeah.
uh, but fitness, it I didn't know this. I had no idea this was gonna be going on. Not at all. I started working out. I remember one of my friends, Taylor. He was before we went to college. He was like, I was like, I'm gonna work out every day when we get to college. He said, "Boy, I played football. You're not working out every day." I got to college and worked out every day, just because he said I wasn't. Don't tell me something I can't do. I'm gonna go do it. I'm telling you. Don't play with me. But fitness, fitness was the thing. It was just like it taught me everything. Like it was like I was learning so many lessons because you're gonna fail the most in fitness.
Yeah.
That's a quote. I need to copyright that.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Somebody
That's
probably got it right now.
that's one of those things I say. Write that down. Like you have those moments. Write that down.
Fitness, you're
Because
gonna fail the most in fitness because you, like I say, you control that. You control that
yeah,
aspect of your life. You have to push yourself. You have to just you.
it's you versus you.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
you, literally you. Nobody. I tell my clients, I'm only with you 1 hour a day, sometimes 50 minutes. What you gonna do for the rest of that time? Don't wait on me. I need you better. Don't wait on me. And fitness was that thing where it's just like I just kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going. And it gave me something to do. It gave me accountability. It gave me
Mm.
it gave me understanding of discipline. It made me understand what hard work is. It made me understand that I'm the only person that's going to control this and change this in my life. And if I change this, it can change everything. So if I had to say that was that one thing I needed to do, because I knew I didn't graduate from college because I had a kid. I didn't have some crazy job. I was a mailman, so I was definitely out there working every single day. I need to focus on one thing. Now, one thing that's gonna change my life. I'm gonna put all my eggs in that basket. I'm so glad I did that. And the thing about fitness is fitness never dies.
Right. Right.
Never dies. Ever. I need to write that down too. But fitness has been 1,000% a blessing in disguise.
Mm.
I had no idea that fitness was going to turn my life into this. I'll tell you, because growing up in New Orleans, you know, I lived on the wrong side of the world for a long time, long time. And to be able to live, to be able to speak to you, to be able to be where I'm at right now has been an amazing blessing because, you know, people say, oh, I wasn't supposed to be here. Nah, I literally wasn't supposed to be here. It could have been taken away from me at least 3 times. And if I would have returned the favor, I wouldn't be here talking to you. I'd be having 3 hots in a cot. That's it. So life is a true testimony. And it's those things you have to learn. It goes back to when I was saying, guys, I'm going to put you through the hardest stuff. And then as soon as it gets too bad, I'm going to pull you back because I need you to do something else over here.
Yeah.
I need you to learn something. And through all of that, it was fitness. The thing that kept changing me. The thing kept making me better. So if that's the thing that's making me better, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue to just focus on that.
Love that. I want to be respectful of your time. I want to keep talking because I'm all about fitness. I'm all about wellness. This thing gets me going. So I definitely want to do a follow-up with you.
We got to.
So we're going to do a follow-up.
Got to.
Maybe catch you since you're out in LA.
Yeah.
Love to get a session with you also.
Come on, man. Let's do it.
I'm down. Seriously, real talk. That's not just, oh yeah, and then, you know.
Oh, no.
Talk again.
I know. I believe you. I pull up on you, man. You're always welcome, bro. I promise you that.
I appreciate that. But I appreciate everything you mentioned. The question I was going to ask you to end this, you answered earlier, and that was about greatness. Mm. And when I was talking about wellness, I was going to ask you what does wellness mean to you? Mm-hmm. And I think we kind of hit on that. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Mm-hmm. Let's see if it's going to come out differently or if it's going to come out like a quote that you got to trademark and copyright. But last question, what does wellness mean to you as a Black man?
As a Black man, wellness is not just fitness. Wellness is a way of life. The beginning of the word well. Live your life well. When you think about well, you think about the things that come with that. You're physically strong. You're mentally strong. You're emotionally strong. You're spiritually strong. You are a strong Black man. Wellness does not have to live in a box of fitness. Wellness lives all over the world. So wellness is not just one thing. It's everything. And that's what I think what wellness is.
I love that.
My guy.
Write that down. Rewatch this. You got like 20 quotes in here. So
I'm writing a book next year.
Yes, I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna look for it, bro, because I'm already motivated right now.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so this is a great combo. I appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Look forward to that workout with you.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Take it easy. You have a good one, bro.
All right, man. Talk to you soon, brother.
Yep.